And now we'll go around for directors' reports, and we'll start with the library. I know the two bids last night were passed by City Council, so we're on our way. And if you'd like to talk a little bit about the process.
Well, that's great news. My staff and I are continuing to work on a project that is preliminary in terms of the weeding the collection, which is going through the collection and identifying items that are in poor shape or underutilized, and the elimination of a lot of materials, as you know, reflects the contemporary use of libraries, which is more of a digital media environment. And a big part of that, and so what we're doing lays the groundwork to allow for a redesign of the library, which is that because everything, what is happening in the library, because there was so many different layers that happened over the decades on that floor, you have many surfaces. So the next process is there are going to be movers that are going to be coming in. They're going to be moving all of our materials, shelves, furniture, books. Everything will be moved from one side of the library over to another side of the library. And I've spoken with one contractors. They're going to be bringing in some storage shelving units so that our book boxes of books and other materials won't get crushed in the weight, because that's going to be a lot. So that'll be moved to one side. Then the crew that'll be coming in to do the floor will be grinding and polishing the library on one side. This is my understanding. And then everything will be moved back to the other side of the library. And then that side of the library will be ground and polished. And then everything will be moved back into the final configuration. The furniture, the shelving, and the books that we are keeping will be put back on the shelves. And then we should be ready for reopening. There may be a few technical things that we're having to do. Currently, the library, we're also having to go through I've been meeting with people who handle cabling because our network broke, and so it was never mapped out, so that's getting mapped. The lines are being toned out and identified so that in the future when things happen, we'll be able to quickly identify what computer it goes to, and it can be resolved at a much less expensive process.
Excellent. Thank you.
Well,
Juan?
Yep. We have a new hire in the finance department. Finally, we were able to bring in someone to do the payroll job. And this person is going to get started next Monday. And that's good news, because that takes a little bit of pressure away from us. Of course, that person needs to be trained briefly. We're trying to bring someone that didn't need as much training as someone not used to doing the job. So basically, the pick was the most experienced person that had conducted the same type of job for other municipalities, and hopefully, well, we'll be back on track next week. And that the server, also, we got the new server for the finance department. We went through a little bit of a crisis because of the data salvage that we had to conduct and those kind of things when you have a server crash. We got the new one, and it's up and running already, and we're just using the occasion to also put in place those things that have been discussed with the mayor this month ago, like the networking, those kind of things. So we have the IT guy actually conducting some of those operations, and that cabling has been done in order to reroute some of the circuits to those offices that didn't have it. So hopefully within the next couple of months, we're going to have the remote requisition system operational for every department head to use. That's going to ease out a lot of the burden in the purchasing area of the department. And the website, on instructions of the mayor, we contact a few companies trying to see who could provide the most cost-effective solution to having a functional, modern website. And I think we make good progress in those regards. We have 5 proposals. The mayor already isolated big 3 from those ones, and we're trying to work on one of those companies to see if we can get it up and running also within the next few weeks. And just last night, little past after 11, I was able to wrap up the budget book. I'm gonna be making copies of those books. Gonna send one to administration and the mayor. The other one is gonna be distributed to the finance committee, and that was the first hurdle that I had to overcome in order to fully work on the budget. So I expect the next few days to totally be dedicated to it, including the weekend. I'll be working over the weekend to see if we can get a draft next week and just get it ready for introduction from that point on.
Sam, are you comfortable with, because you might want to just elaborate a little bit on this budget and, finance committee. Can you just clarify that a little bit for the group?
Sure. All the department directors submitted their budget requests to the mayor and Juan. I had department meetings with all the directors, and now Juan's putting together the budget book.
Okay.
We'll have meetings with Juan, the mayor, and myself. Then we will go and present the mayor's budget to the finance committee. See their of the council, see their questions and comments. Then we'll take their question and comments, have another meeting with the mayor, the CFO, and myself. We'll put together the mayor's final edition of the budget, and then it'll be presented to city council. It then becomes their budget. They will ask us questions. They will have comments. They might make additions or subtractions. Then there would be a public hearing, and then final adoption of the budget. And then it'll be sent, before final adoption, it gets sent down to Division of Local Government Services for their approval also.
Can you also speak a little bit, because another thing we've been doing, just so that everyone in the room is clear, there have been a number of meetings with a lot of unions and union representatives, because that's something that is an emergent issue. Can you just speak a little bit about, so everyone in the room is clear about where we are and how does that connect specifically with this budget process? Because in coming in, that was something that was in front of us that we had to address, and I want to make sure that with the feedback of a lot of the people in this room, we want to make sure when we get to the point of negotiations that their feedback is incorporated, because it's something that's been not done in years past. So do you want to just speak a little bit about where we are with that? Because I want to make sure that if there are any questions that we're clear.
Sure. There's one overlying issue that has to be taken in consideration with the budget and with contract negotiations with all unions that have expired contracts. And that is the extension of our SAFER grant that was used through the fire department to hire fire officers several years ago. We have an abundance of money because after we received the grant, several senior firefighters retired. So we were able to use the grant money to hire firefighters at a lower level of pay, which produced a surplus. So we have requested an extension of time period and to have the ability to utilize that surplus. If we do not have that ability, that is drastically going to affect the budget. And while we are preparing for that, we are going to be optimistic and say we're going to get the extension. A lot of the contracts expired in June of 2013, and really since then there have been very little contact with most of the unions. So we brought every union in. We still have one more to meet, and we had informal discussions with the union representatives. They were all very pleased that we took this step. That's something that has not been done in the past. Last night, the mayor gave her requests and her appointments for professional services, one of which was a labor attorney. That will go through city council in 2 weeks, and then hopefully they will approve the mayor's appointment of personnel attorney, and then we will start formal negotiations with all the unions in conjunction with our budget preparation.
Are there any comments?
Good news.
Pardon?
Good news.
Okay.
Any questions, comments?
Thank you.
All right. Next.
I don't have too much on second quarter be due in May. And I'm short one staff member, and that will affect May payment.
Okay,
Collection.
all right, we'll have to talk to you with that, with regards to that. Next, recreation.
Okay, right now, during the month of April, we're doing our spring event signups. That is for soccer leagues, our drill team and drumline, and our girls softball league. We started a new adult event, which is soul line dancing, and we've been averaging for the last 2 weeks about 50, 60 people coming.
I attended.
Yeah, right?
It's fun. I think we all should go.
Oh, yeah.
What is the time? No, it's really fun. What time is it?
6:30 to 7:30 on Thursdays.
So maybe we'll send out a reminder and maybe we'll do a nice municipal day. Everyone will come and volunteer to come out, hopefully. Dennis, you'll lead the pack.
Oh, jeez. I'll have to wheel me in.
It's actually for all ages. It was actually fantastic.
Right. Also, we're having Saturday our Easter egg hunt, and it's for pre-K to third grade. It starts at 12:30 for the younger children, and then around 2 o'clock for the first through third grade. So the Easter bunny will be there to take pictures. We have chocolate rabbits for the children that find the most eggs. We have a jelly bean contest, so they get chocolate eggs for the winners for each age group. Whoever finds the golden eggs in each age group gets a chocolate rabbit. And the Easter bunny will give out every child a little goodie bag.
That's nice.
Thank you.
You got us all smiling.
Most jelly beans.
If anybody wants to volunteer, they can. You always need egg counters.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent.
So cool.